It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. I want to thank Buddy Visor from Finland for sending today's beer. This beer is from Orava Brewing Company in Finland, and it's called The Seasons Upon Us. I think this is a Christmas, well, looking at it, kind of looks like a Christmas themed beer, doesn't it? But then again, it's April here in the UK. I'm reviewing this in April. Might be kind of pushing late April by the time I release it. But it's, what is it, April 11th, something like that today. A sour ale brewed with, spiced with cinnamon, cloves, nutmeg, orange peel, ginger and rose hips. So it's still a, it's a relatively cold day here in the UK. It's okay to be drinking something like this time of year. Of course it is. Buddy Visor wouldn't have sent it otherwise. Cheers, buddy. Thank you very much, mate. What I found with the Orava Brewing Company beers is when you open them, you get a bit of beer on the back of the hand. Let's have a look. Let's see if it they fill their beers right to the top. This one's okay. This one's okay. Right, beer in the glass, and I'll give you the ABV in a moment. It might be 5.4% this one. A lot of Orava Brewing Company's beers are 5.4. We've got a one finger white head. It's a kind of yellowy, almost pushing like what a Weiss beer would look like, or a Vit beer or something like that. There we are, yeah, 5.4% ABV. Lots of their beers are kind of around that ABV. So I'm a big fan of Finnish craft beer from Finland. Valtteri Bottas fan, Kimi Räikkönen fan, big Formula 1 fan. So yeah, I just thought I'd give them a mention. I think they're the only people. Oh, what about that footballer from Norwich City, Timo Pukki? I think he's from Finland as well, isn't he? Very good footballer. Although he hasn't scored as many goals as he did the last time he played in the Championship for Norwich. He was banging them in at one stage. I think he scored something like 30 goals in a season. Anyway, apart from Formula 1 and football and people from Finland, let's look at this beer then. Yeah, it's kind of pushing like a wit beer, isn't it? Hazy, almost kind of like a peachy, yellowy coloured beer. Good carbonation rolling up the side of the glass. There's a little bit of sediment in the bottom of the glass there. I'm not sure if you can see it. Let's get the aroma on this sour beer then. Oh yeah. You're getting all your nutmegs, all your cinnamons, spices. Interesting, very interesting beer on the aroma. You get a little sense of that sourness coming through. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Oh, wow. Oh, Stone the Crows. Stone the Crows. Proper sour beer. I like it when a brewery makes a sour beer and it comes across really sour. It kind of surprises you just how sour some of these beers can be. Someone's car alarm's going off. It tastes quite lemon-like, quite full-on vitamin C kind of acidic lemon kind of flavours coming through. The spices are coming through wonderfully well. The cinnamon, what else was there? Did I mention clove earlier on? I taste a bit of clove in there. Yeah, there we go. Cinnamon, clove, nutmeg, orange peel. Orange peel, that's your, I've just kind of said lemon. A vitamin C lemon type flavour. It's definitely the orange peel in there. Ginger and rose hips. So the ginger, is that coming through? I can taste it. I tell you what, before tasting it, I can feel the little bit of ginger burn on the back of the throat here. It's tasty though. It's a really tasty brew. I like the ginger spices on the back. I like that little ginger burn on the back of the throat. I like that kind of, I call it lemon. I kind of like that really kind of zesty orange peel that's coming through. Cinnamon. The rose hip, struggling a little bit with that one. Struggling to identify the flavour of the rose hip, but I suppose it's going to be there, isn't it? But it's really refreshing, and this is why I like sour beer. It's really, really refreshing. I want to talk about sour beer, how it kind of works. I want to talk about the plus points of a sour beer first and foremost, and then we'll talk about how that beer becomes sour. What I like about sour beer is that you can literally chuck it in the fridge. The flavours are not necessarily coming from the hops and the malt. So if you chill a beer that's hoppy and with a lot of malt in it, most of these beers are, aren't they, with the malt, certainly, you'll get something called, if you chill a beer below 4 degrees, you'll struggle with the hop flavour once it gets to a certain temperature. You've got to let the beer warm up a little bit. Above 4 degrees and you can really taste the hops. Below 4 degrees you start to struggle. Same with the malt as well. If you let a malty beer kind of get up to about 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 degrees, then bang, yes, there's your flavour coming through. You're really going to get it. But below that you're going to struggle. It's the reason why lagers are really popular. Lagers, sour beers, wheat beers, is because their flavours are not necessarily dominated by hop character, and you can drink them freezing cold. So this beer is, I've had it in the fridge, I've had it out the fridge about 25 minutes, but it's a perfect temperature. It's still nice and cold, it's still very refreshing, and it's full of flavour. So sourness. So brewers use something called lactobacillus in their beers when they brew a sour beer. And that will fork off I didn't swear, that will send the beer flavour in a different direction. Malty beers naturally want to be sweet. They want to go over there and be sweet. But when you add lactobacillus, it kind of blocks off where that malt wants to go in terms of being sweet, and it sends it off in a different direction. It sends it off in the direction of wanting to be sour. So that's what the brewers do. They use lactobacillus in the brewing process to send the beer from being sweet malty over to kind of sour malty. Really clever stuff, really clever stuff. Probably happened by accident. Most good things happen by accident. It was probably a case that a beer naturally went sour. It went through that kind of sour process on its own. A brewer tried it and was like, oh, this is quite good actually. And then they kind of tried to work out the process and why that happened, and then they kind of produced sour beer. But I like this. I really like it. Orava Brewing Sour Ale. The season's upon us. I like it enough to give it a Stone the Crows. It's very good, a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.